In this class, we'll discuss RBI, all its functions. Then we'll discuss extensively all the tools that RBI uses in controlling credit, money supply, as well as in toto we can say monetary policy. After that, we'll discuss most important topic for mains examination, monetary policy transmission. So we will see that how from BPLR to base rate and from base rate to marginal cost of fund based lending rate, MCLR. So we'll discuss all these issues. It will take around 40 minutes. So we'll discuss extensively what's the issue, what's the solution, etc. So last topic was issuer of currency. So we discussed in detail about the issuer of currency, RBI. RBI is the sole authority to issue currency in our country. After that, the second point is, what was the second point? Banker to the bank. So we'll discuss this point. What do you understand by the term bankers to the bank? Most of the time you are reading in books that RBI is the last lender, or what we can say lender of the last resort. So this term comes out from this particular important point of bankers bank. It means whenever we require money, we approach to the bank. Then but what happened with the banks? If suppose State Bank of India requires some amount of funds due to some shortage, they will go to Reserve Bank of India. So it means bankers bank is Reserve Bank of India, and there is a layer between RBI and customer. What's that layer? That is bank. So after RBI we have commercial banks, and then we have and consumers. We cannot go directly to RBI. Do you have any account in Reserve Bank of India? Saving bank, current account, saving deposit account, FD, RD? No. Because there is one layer between consumer and banks, then banks to RBI. So whenever we require fund, we approach bank, and that's the process. Now why it is called lender of the last resort? Why it is called lender of the last resort? Because suppose this is one bank, there are SBI, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, HDFC, etc. So we have 4 types of bank. Suppose a consumer approaches HDFC, getting my point? And HDFC experiences shortage of fund. Then HDFC can take loan from these 3. Anyway, so HDFC will choose SBI, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, or any other bank depending on the rate of interest. So HDFC will borrow fund for the short term period and will give it to consumer. Now in some situation where we are experiencing that all the banks are witnessing shortage of funds, then what will happen? They will approach to RBI. They will approach to RBI. That is why RBI is known as lender of last resort. So RBI has huge amount of funds. One of the most capitalized central bank of a country. One of the most heavily capitalized central bank of the country. So RBI has around 8.8 lakh crores of capital assets, reserves, etc. Apart from all these foreign exchange reserves of 400 plus billion US dollar. Now the next point is banker to the government. Do you have any doubt in bankers bank? No, because RBI controls all the banking regulations, all the banking activities in our country. with the help of Banking Regulation Act 1949. It's very simple. We'll discuss banking after RBI. After we complete RBI, we'll discuss banking, what are scheduled commercial banks, RRB, etc. So we'll discuss that tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll also discuss about the problems of NPA, non-performing assets, and all the concepts of bad bank, Basel Committee, para. So this we'll discuss tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow will be my last class on this trip. So we'll complete this banking module, and on Sunday you will have your test. So yesterday's class, the last topic in yesterday class was before RBI was, what was the topic? Monetary Policy Committee. So you will get the questions in the test till Monetary Policy Committee. ठीक. हाँ संडे होगा, नहीं मंडे होगा टेस्ट. छुट्टी होगी आई गेस, है ही मतलब. एक बार शेड्यूल चेक कर लेना, आपको मिला होगा. So RBI is a banker to the government. Banker to the government. This is important point. So here government includes central as well as state government. So make it very clear, I am not writing central government or union government, I am writing government. So government of India as well as all the state governments. So RBI is the banker to the government. It means whenever government requires fund, government approaches RBI. So all the state governments like state government of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, etc. will have their account in RBI. Saving bank account, current account, like we are having in normal commercial banks. So UP government का कोई account होगा, then MP government, then etc. All these states having their separate account in RBI, and government of India is also having its account. So whenever government of India requires fund, government approaches RBI, or any other state government will also approach RBI. Now what is the requirement of the fund for government? It means for infrastructure purpose, for central sponsored scheme, government requires fund. Then after that for any other thing, for borrowing purpose. It means when government of India is borrowing in order to pay the past loans, government of India can approach Reserve Bank of India. Getting my point? I'll make you write, don't worry. We'll discuss these 2 points, then we'll write. Then after, when we say the government of India, or we can say RBI is the agent of government of India. Now what does it mean? Because when we are talking about world bodies like IMF and World Bank, government or Indian government has its membership in these two organizations. So who will represent? RBI will represent government on the board of these World Bank and IMF. There is also one bank called BIS, Bank of International Settlement. Around 60 countries, member countries, established in the year 1930, headquartered in Switzerland, city known as Basel. So Bank of International Settlement is the central bank of all the central banks of the country. Getting my point? So here RBI will represent India. That is why RBI is the agent of government. Another point is, although this is in pipeline, but right now RBI is managing public debt of government of India. But all the policymakers, all the industrialists and all the, we can say, economists are in the favor of that public debt management should be separated from RBI, so that RBI can solely focus on monetary policy, credit control and inflation. Getting my point? Yeah. Public debt, we'll discuss. So public debt, what is public debt first of all? When government borrows money from normal public by issuing bonds, treasury bills, securities. So there are two types of security: short-term securities and dated securities. Short-term securities are what we call treasury bills. So T-bills comes under the category of short-term borrowing. So public debt means whenever government requires, like for example, treasury bills is the best example. We have treasury bills of 14 days treasury bills, then 91, 182 and 364. These are the four types of treasury bills RBI can issue. So these types of treasury bills, now the question arises, what are treasury bills? Suppose this is a T-bill. It carries 1000 rupees value. So whenever RBI sells this T-bill, RBI will receive 1000 rupees. Same as fixed deposit, you can understand. Have you ever seen NSC, National Savings Certificate of Post Office? देखा है कभी? अच्छा, bond देखा है bond? Okay, just imagine the piece of paper. The piece of paper written 1000 rupees. So the value contains of this piece of paper is 1000 rupees. If you make a FD in bank will give you certain kind of certificate of deposit. उस पे लिखा होता है कि you are depositing some 1 lakh rupees. Next year you will get 1,10,000 rupees. Getting my point? So that certificate of deposit is similar to treasury bills. Treasury bills, like I cannot use the term like check, but for your understanding purpose, imagine check. Whatever the amount you are writing on check, that check contains that amount of value in it. So piece of paper again, but the value is 1000 rupees. Depending on the government. Government issuing 1000 rupee treasury bills, government issuing 10,000 rupee treasury bills. Why treasury bills? Because whatever the amount government will collect by selling this T-bill go to treasury. Bills are simple, piece of paper, a contract written that on the next year you will get this amount. These treasury bills are issued on discount. Now what's the meaning of discount? It means if this treasury bills carries the value of 1000 rupees, next year you will not get any interest. So if I am buying this T-bill from government in August 2018, so obviously the redemption year will be of 364 days. If I am buying a treasury bill of 364 days, it means almost a year. So next year whatever I will get is the 1000 rupees. I will not get any interest rate. Now the question arises, who will purchase? So these T-bills are issued at discount. Now what does it mean? Discount means when government will sell this T-bill in August 2018, it will sell at a discounted price. So this 1000 rupees T-bill is available at 950 rupees. So if you are buying today in August 2018, you are just spending 950 rupees, but next year you will get 10,000, 1,000 rupees. Getting my point? So you will earn 50 rupees in 1 year. That's the meaning of discounting. So T-bills are always issued at discount. लिख लेते हैं थोड़ा, ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. ठीक है, first point was banker to the government. Banker to the banks. You write banker to the banks. RBI is known as lender of the last resort. RBI is known as the lender of the last resort. RBI is known as the lender of the last resort because whenever scheduled commercial banks experience a shortage of funds in order to lend to the borrowers, then these banks can approach RBI. To borrow short-term as well as long-term funds. In bracket you write after exhausting all the options. Bracket close. It means after exhausting all the other horizontal options that a commercial bank has. Because first banks prefer to approach some other commercial banks because of the fast process, maybe sometimes low interest rate, because it is mutually decided. But whenever you will approach to RBI, you will have to give collateral. Collateral means some kind of security. We'll discuss that in repo in today's class. Repo market. Okay. Next, banker to the government. There are other points also you can find in the printed notes, not very important, like RBI controls banks. You know these things. Who control banks? RBI. Obviously, you can read in your printed notes. Important point is this. Okay, now you write banker to the government. RBI is a banker. To the government of India. As well as to all the state governments. Full stop. RBI manages all the accounts settlements, etc., and acted as a discounting house to government. So if I am saying government means both. Next line. RBI manages public debt. RBI manages public debt by undertaking the task of underwriter In bracket you will write responsible for buying and selling government securities. Responsible for buying and selling of government securities. Yes, can you repeat the sentence, Sachin? Before the bracket.
RBI is protected by undertaking the task of underwriter.
By undertaking the task of underwriter to the government, by undertaking the task of underwriter to the government, full stop. If RBI is unable to sell, if RBI is unable to sell all the securities, then RBI has to buy all the remaining unsold securities. Then RBI has to buy all the remaining unsold securities. I'll explain this point. Suppose, for example, government is saying that we are issuing 10,000 treasury bills. 10,000 treasury bills. I'm not talking about amount. 10,000 pieces of treasury bills. Then suppose, for example, there is a low demand of government securities in the market. What will happen? RBI is unable to sell this amount. So it means, suppose RBI is able to sell only 8,000 of treasury bills. Now the remaining amount 2,000. So 2,000 treasury bills RBI has to buy for itself. It means if government is saying that I am selling 10,000, then it's RBI's responsibility to sell those 10,000. If RBI is unable to sell remaining 2,000, RBI has to buy, because there is no option that RBI can return remaining 2,000 treasury bills to the government of India. That is the main important role of underwriter. When you invest in capital market, there are agents, underwriters, merchant banking, investment banking. So this is the main important role, that underwriter has to buy the remaining unsold treasury bills. Same with the case of shares. So what do you think? Is this fair or not? That is why we are saying agent to the government. RBI is an agent to the government. So write next point. In loose sense, we can call RBI as an agent. We can call RBI as an agent to government, because RBI represents Government of India. RBI represents Government of India on the boards of World Bank and IMF. Full stop. Next line. RBI is also a member of Bank of International Settlement. RBI is also a member of Bank of International Settlement based in Switzerland. Which is known as Central Bank of all the central banks in the world. All the central banks in the world. We'll discuss this BIS in detail when I'll teach you that Basel norms, reforms, etc. We'll discuss T-bills when I will discuss OMO, open market operations. Very important topic for preliminary examination. You will get, or you may expect, a lot of questions, lot of tricky questions from OMO because of the current trend of fluctuation in exchange rates. Next point.